Alright, so in this video, we are going to talk about Harley Davidson and hipsters. Let's check it out. Alright, what's going on YouTube? BK Low is back in the building. And in this video, we're going to cover a topic that is probably near and dear to the hearts of a lot of Harley Davidson riders, especially in Brooklyn. I know this is something that's I've heard folks talk about a lot, so I figured it'd be an interesting video to talk about. But what I'm referring to is this trend that's been going on for years now, where general hipsters of any sort who have seemingly no knowledge or interest in motorcycles are going out and spending a great deal of money to acquire vintage Harley Davidson t-shirts and are going around their local coffee shops or wherever they're dwelling wearing these t-shirts as if they're badges of honor of some sort. But I just wanted to do a quick video kind of talking about that trend that's been happening, see what you guys think about it, and yeah. So basically I noticed it a couple years ago. The first time I really noticed it is like I saw, I was at some local coffee shop, of course not the ancient coffee house known as Starbucks, and there's just some dude sitting there reading a book, but he had this like awesome like vintage Alamo City Harley shirt, and the design was awesome. I think it had like a pan head on it or something, and I got like excited. I'm like, oh, you don't see this every day. So I go up to the dude, I'm like, yo, that's like, you know what year that pan head is on that shirt? Or like, how was the dealership when you went there, etc. And then of course the dude just looks up at me like, has no idea what I'm talking about, and it's just like, oh no, I just found this at a thrift store. Yeah, I don't actually ride motorcycles. Conversation ended there. So I don't really know if the rest of y'all have noticed this type of thing in your city, where you see hipsters sipping on some type of coffee from some region you've never heard of, brandishing vintage Harley shirts. But it's definitely something that I've been noticing a lot here in Brooklyn, where, as you know, we do have a pretty decent hipster population. We always have, we do have Williamsburg here, which is actually transformed into something beyond like being hipsters at this point. It's like a very different place than what it was, say, 10 years ago. And also, that term hipster is like one of those weird like terms where there's not like a line drawn. Like, you might be watching this and you might see me, I'm wearing a leather jacket, I'm wearing a flannel, my jeans are definitely on the slimmer side, and those conditions might be the conditions for you to say that I'm a hipster, whereas for me, the definition of a hipster is like a little bit different. For me, in order for someone to be a hipster, it's like there's this vibe of like pretentiousness that I get from someone where, they might be reading a book that's aged to the point where it's all decrepit and yellow. A book where if I ask them about it, they're going to tell me that I've probably never heard of it. And there's just this like air of like whatever they're doing is like totally unique and original, and it's like you haven't heard of it and you can't understand it, and like that's just one aspect of what I kind of define to be a hipster. Of course, hipsters do ride a particular style of bike, especially here in Brooklyn. It's definitely not a Dyna, and I'm not going to shout out what type of bike that is or what type of style that is, because I don't want to offend anyone. But I think most New York City riders will agree with me that there is a very particular model and style of bike that is 100% what hipsters go for. There are hipsters that ride, yes. But at the end of the day, I guess I'm still kind of like grappling like how I feel about hipsters like taking this thing, taking this aspect of my life that, like, you know, is a very important part of my life, something that I'm passionate about, something that, you know, generations of my family were passionate about, that was passed down to me, and like taking it and just using it as like a fashion item or something to be cool, you know, without having any knowledge of the culture, any knowledge of the company, any knowledge of the bike. Like, I'm still kind of grappling about how I feel about that. And I guess for me personally, at the end of the day, I try to look on the light side of most things, and at the end of the day, it's a free country and you could wear whatever you want to wear. So like, it's not gonna ruin my day, and I'm not gonna stand there and be the vintage Harley Davidson police and like test hipsters' knowledge on bikes that are wearing these t-shirts. And you know, that's fine if that's what you want to wear and that's what makes you happy, like, great, you know. But that being said, me personally, anything that I wear or represent myself with, best believe that I'll be able to talk about it and have some baseline knowledge about what it is, you know? Like, if I'm wearing a Mets t-shirt, I'm gonna be able to tell you who's pitching for the Mets tonight, right? But I guess this is where I turn it over to you guys. And I'm more just curious, like, what do you guys think about this issue? Like, do you think that it's just, do you think that the hipsters are just 100% in the wrong here and need to be stopped at all costs? Or are you more just like, hey, whatever, man. If that's what they want to wear, that's what they want to wear. It is what it is. So, yeah, like I said, I'm still personally kind of like grappling with how I feel about it. So I'm wondering, what do you all think who are watching? But as always, shout out to the Stay Low crew, and if you enjoyed this video, consider joining our crew. Check out my Patreon, find a tier that's right for you. We would love to have you. And yeah, gotta love waking up the neighborhood. We are gonna close it out here. So as always, thank you for watching. Stay safe out there, and above all, stay low. And BK Low is out.